So, I wanted to talk about this because it seems that a pair of black shoes seems to cause some divisive comments over here. And to be honest with you, I understand it, but I don't understand it at the same time. So I'm going to break it down. In case you guys are not familiar with what I'm talking about, I've been talking about, of course, my these pair of black shoes. So these shoes are the Saint Laurent Wyatt boots. And I've seen a lot of black shoes in my life, but I think these shoes are very timeless. They are shoes that you could wear out on the street. There are shoes that you could wear out, let's say going to work, meeting up with people. And it's one of those things that it will last you quite some time. You can also get shoes resold. I'm not just preaching about them. I do have leather shoes that I've gotten resold. I've gone to I've gone to shoe repair places. I've gotten heel tips replaced, and those are just for high heels, okay? So for men's shoes, if you have a good pair of leather shoes, they will last you for quite some time, for years. And I always feel like shoes are something, leather shoes are an investment piece. These are not things that you wear for one season and you throw away. If you have a really good pair of shoes, they should last you for many years. So I was looking at the comment section over here, and all I did was say that not all black boots are the same. Notice the shape and the leather, and these were $895 boots. See, you can see in the shape, you can see the leather. This is genuine leather. This is not any of this like fake leather stuff where you keep it in your closet for a couple years and then it just like the adhesive backing peels away. I say this because I had shoes that I bought that weren't genuine leather, kept them in the closet for a few years, and then I had to throw them away because they were peeling. Really, it was depressing because it's like, not only did I spend money on the shoes, I had to throw them away simply because they could not, they just started deteriorating. So let's look at the comments over here, right? People say overpriced and not practical. And then, bourgeoisie comments, so you're buying 6. And I'm like, what are you talking about over here? I don't know if this is a joke or what. But it's like you see a lot of, you see like cheap enough to buy 6 pairs. It's like, what? Well, what is this? What is this shade over here? Cheap enough to buy 6 pairs. Why would I be buying 6 pairs of shoes? I'm a female. I'm not a guy, right? And if you actually do wear shoes, I would say if you don't want to buy boots like this, I would say have like 1 or 2 pairs, ideally 2 pairs, because if you're wearing leather shoes every day, in my opinion, you should be alternating them in case it gets rained on, or and just make sure you air them out, kind of thing. That's just my thing. So for shoes, I always like to have 2 pairs of running shoes, for instance, 2 pairs of boots if I do have boots, or high heels. All right, that's just me. So I just saw this whole comment about cheap enough to buy 6 pairs is like total shade over here. And then Ollie over here doesn't look comfortable to walk in or run in. And I said, well, why would you be running in $895 shoes, right? Basic requirements of shoes is movement. If it's expensive and someone wants to rob you, then you have to give it up since you can't run. There are people out there who are bankers who go to the office and they wear business shoes. They're not getting robbed just because of their shoes. I've known guys who walk around with expensive shoes and they don't get robbed just based on a shoe. Like how many times do people really notice this stuff and then say, oh, I'm gonna rob this guy because he has black leather shoes? Not very many, I imagine. So let's talk about this black leather shoe over here, right? You can see it's a pointy shoe. It has like a small little heel. And one of the things that I realize about this kind of shoe is that it has very polarizing effects. So let's look at this. Bruno Mars wore one of these. He's about, I think, 5'3" or 5'4". He had 3-inch heels. And I was looking at it and they said, like, man, look at him. He's rocking some seriously high heels at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Guy has swag. He's from Honolulu, Hawaii. And I thought these were beautiful shoes. Good on him. I don't like how they were talking about seriously high heels, because a 3-inch high heel, that doesn't look too high. I don't know if this is 3-inch heels, but it looks shorter than that to me, at least. It looks maybe 2.5, who knows? But they looked really good. It worked with his outfit. You can see his thing is that, hey, if he's next to 5'10" models, what's he going to do? He's going to wear some higher heels and more props to him. I don't think a guy is a girly guy or he's less than a man because he decides to wear what is, perceived to be man heels. It's women wear high heels because they want to be taller. If men want to wear high heels or, chunky boots like this, go right ahead. Robert Downey Jr. has been seen wearing a shoe similar to this. I think he's about 5'7" or so. Doesn't make him any less of a man wearing a little heel over here. I think it looks great. It looks elegant. And Bruno Mars looks great and fly or swagger, whatever you want to say about this outfit. I really admire Bruno Mars because he does not let his height, control his mojo. He says, hey, I want to be taller. I'm going to get taller shoes. And then, see, so it's not, I notice this kind of thing. And this is why I share it with you guys, right? I'm not telling you to buy this exact shoe. I'm just saying like, hey, that's a good shoe. It stands out. And again, someone wrote an article about this. And it was a guy. So let's look at this, right? Celebrities wear this kind of shoes too. Look, Gak over here. He's about 5'10". You can see he's taking a picture here. What's his shoes? Black leather shoes with a little bit of heel. A guy who's 5'10" doesn't need a 2-inch heel, but it looks nice. That's why I share it with you guys. So this shoe, the one that I pointed out over here, the Wyatt Chelsea boot, see, it has a nice leather shine to it. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's not a round toe. I think a pointed toe looks nice. It looks elegant. When I see round toes, I always think of plumbers. So let's talk about this over here. So I came across this because, as you guys know, right? Comment said over here, oh, it looks like it's uncomfortable. Looks like you can't run in it. And yeah, where is it? Over here, right? Doesn't look comfortable to walk or run in. So let's read the reviews of someone who actually does own the Wyatt Chelsea boot. So this person bought it and they had it for about 2 years. This is how their shoe looks like after 2 years of ownership. It looks like it's basically brand new. Why does it look so good? Because they take care of it. And if you take care of your shoe, unsurprisingly, it'll look good. I know people who have leather shoes who take care of their leather shoes, and over the years it looks good because, and see, it's not even that much of a heel. Look at this. It's like a small little heel. But let me read to you about what people are saying over here, right? So they have calf skin leather over here. It's insanely soft. Scuff's not even noticeable, and this person likes it, right? They've worn their boots to bars, they've worn it to clubbing, they've walked a lot on them, and then when they wear it, it's always at least 6 to 8 hours a day. It's not heavy at all, so it helps for comfort. It holds up insanely well, looks almost brand new. So for a shoe that's been getting a lot of wear, 6 to 8 hours at a time, looks great. See? It looks like a great shoe. I mean, this is not like they're walking around wearing this for like 20 minutes and that's it. So they talk about the maintenance. All they use is black shoe polish, shoe trees, and this black sapphire I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not familiar with this. I don't maintain black leather shoes over here. So they love this that they say that they were their grail. They're very happy. Now here's something that I found interesting here. Public perception. So people say that they think that this shoe is deemed to be too feminine, girl boots, or they say these things over here, right? And then their friends were saying things like, why are you wearing women's shoes? Aren't those girl shoes? Why are you dressed like that? And their response was, I told them it's men wears. It's pretty popular in Europe. Parentheses, they know I lived there for 8 months and I liked it, so they just stopped caring about it. And then they also get more things from people on the street, right? You can see that they mention that if they go to a fancier mid-range restaurant wearing, I don't know what kind of shoes these are, right? People look down, but when they wear these boots, as soon as people see them, the tone of their voice immediately changes and they treat them much better. See? I have always said this, right? It's a sad thing that people can be so shallow just by your shoes that they completely change attitudes. If I saw a person walking down the street in these shoes, I would notice it. Like I would notice because it's like most people, they'll just wear things like sneakers. And I know people will say this, they'll be like, oh, Erica, you're just like so shallow over here. But look, it's like a woman wearing a nice pair of high heels. You notice this kind of stuff. It like stands out. I don't see too many women wearing high heels, but if I do see a woman wearing a beautiful pair of heels, like I'll like my mind will notice it. It's just an aesthetic thing. So, right? It's like it saddens me when someone can wear a shoe with this low of a heel and then instantly people just deem them to be feminine or say these terrible things about them. And let's talk about it, right? I think it's easy to hate shoes like this because people who either, and I'm going to be blunt here, people who can't afford the shoes, or if they're insecure about themselves, they're just going to throw shade about these shoes and say, oh, it's a stupid purchase, da 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 da. But if I see a person wearing this shoe, I'm just gonna admire it and say, oh, okay, good for them. They want to have this kind of aesthetic, just let it roll. I don't think it's classy to just throw shade at someone's shoes, in terms of like if it's a nice pair of shoes. You see where I'm getting at? Like, this is obviously not a normal shoe. So if someone wants to look better, why would people want to make these comments about girl boots or too feminine and things like that? Like everybody, it's such hateful things to say. So these boots over here, right? 1.5 inch heel. This one has a 1.5 inch heel. It's calfskin Chelsea boots in black, almond toe. Beautiful shape just by itself. Made in Italy. Here's another one over here. Double chain harness. And these are not just shoes. These are shoes that celebrities wear. So when you see them walking on the street, and if they're wearing a Chelsea boot, it's not unusual for them to either wear this shoe or this shoe. It's a timeless style. I feel like if someone's wearing this, they can wear in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. But it's not just a shoe. You need to have also good pants, good shirt, and things like that. So when you have an image thing like this, right? If someone was walking down the street and they were wearing like board shorts, it would look ridiculous. Right? So you got to have like a whole image down. And that's why when I talk about this kind of stuff, I'm not just saying like, okay, these boots look nice. It's like, hopefully, right, people have clothes that flatter these boots too, things that are fit well on them. And then the just like the whole image. It's not just one thing, okay? Like people who wear these kind of shoes, typically it's like their pants aren't going to be too long and things. Okay, so look, put this person, right? This celebrity. Okay, so I don't think this is the most flattering clothes over here. You don't really notice the boot. I think the pants are a little baggy, or at least how the person is standing. But yeah, it's like you notice the shoes. Okay, so all these comments about being the shoe high heel being too high, maybe it not being practical, maybe it not being comfortable, right? Doesn't look too comfortable to walk or run in. Let me go ahead and bring something up that maybe some people didn't think about. 1.5 inch high heel being too high. Let's look at women's high heels over here. Women's high heels are a lot higher than 1.5 inches. In fact, a lot of them are 3 to 4 inches. See this? This is so much higher. So much higher than the Wyatt boot. Okay, look. Wyatt boot, women high heels. Why is it, why is it like, I don't get it, but like, why is it okay for a woman to wear a high heel, and then it's like if a guy wears a heel, it's like instantly deemed like, oh, it must not be comfortable? How many people out there would actually say, oh yeah, I don't think women should wear high heels because it doesn't look comfortable? Yeah, like not too many people. Even think about women, these women who, they have a certain profession. Why do they wear such high heels? It's because it elongates their legs and makes them look slimmer, and more, it shows off the leg muscles and perks up the assets in the rear assets. And it's a beautiful thing. I think these shoes are very beautiful, although very, very impractical to wear. There's a reason why when people wear these kind of shoes, they're not walking hours, for miles in a straight line. It's basically around a little stage or something like that. It's aesthetics. It's not a practical shoe. So that's what I wanted to talk about. That it's strange to me where this shoe gets so much dislike and people comment about it so negatively. But yeah, when it comes to women's high heels, which are much taller, it doesn't provoke such big of a conversation. And then let's talk about this, right? So these shoes, right? These shoes are shoes that look great. If you go to a club, right? And I don't go to a club, but if you go to a club, and this is just a little piece of advice, you would probably want to stand out. You would want to look good. I feel that if you look good and your shoes are on point and you're wearing a nice dress shirt, you will stand out versus these people on the right. I mean, like, anybody can throw on some sneakers and some shorts, but to actually have an outfit that looks good on you, that flatters you, shoes that look great, that takes a little bit more of a work. And it's easy to throw shade at these kind of guys, to say like, oh, they're too feminine, their head must be up their butt and things like that. But as I get older, I want to have more of an aesthetic kind of like this. I feel like I want to have clothes that fit me more. And I don't want life to pass me by where I just, I kind of like look at people and I say, oh man, I wish my clothes looked that good. And I don't do anything about it. It is very easy to hate on these kind of people. And again, I suggest don't. If you feel like you're lacking in your life, follow in the footsteps of whatever you think to be or whatever you deem to be aesthetic. I think a lot of people, it's easy to cast shade on others instead of looking within themselves. And let's talk about, just looking nicer, right? Why do fine dining restaurants require a jacket to dine? Yes. Fine dining restaurants, some fine dining restaurants, they require you to wear a dress shirt or a jacket if you're a guy to be inside, because it's like the whole ambiance thing, right? It's to make sure that you kind of you show you fall in line with like what the restaurant's image is. It's like you show respect to yourself, you show respect to fellow patrons. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna walk in here with dungarees and flip-flops and a graphic tee and be all like that's it. Those kind of places where they do require people to wear dress shirts and dress pants, or like women to look nice and clean, things like that, it evokes a different kind of image. And I know that people would say, oh, this looks so bougie kind of thing. But it's like, if you're not comfortable with that image, then, don't throw shade at it. Because, yeah, it's easy for people to throw shade at fine dining restaurants. It really is. See this? So back in the day, right? They said that, right? This person says, back in the day when I was growing up, all the men and boys in the family had to wear a jacket and tie to be able to sit in the table for Sunday dinner, and women had to wear a dress. And then I guess things, got a lot more lax. And it saddens me when it's like when people dress better, when they want to dress better, they get so much shit about it. At least for guys. I don't know about women. I think women are expected to always look nice and pretty and, wear these high heels and just like brunt the pain kind of thing. But for men, you don't have to wear shoes like this. You can wear, flip-flops and you'll be a sexy person. No, that's not the case. I hate to break it to you guys like that. So yeah, look at these places, right? These are like upper echelon kind of clubs. And see this? Dress code. Gentlemen are required to wear jackets and ties at all times. Turtlenecks and ascots are not acceptable. Appropriate attire for ladies is dress, skirts, dressy pants, business pantsuit, jeans, shorts, stirrup pants, leggings, stretch pants, tights, sweats, and t-shirts are absolutely not acceptable. The Metropolitan Club of New York. So yeah, when places have a dress code, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think more people should have a dress code in their life instead of being so incredibly lax. Even myself, as you guys know, right? I'm trying to upgrade my wardrobe, and it's like I'm very aware of these kind of things. Not because I want to like fall in line, but I want to show respect to myself. When I walk out the door, I don't want to just be existing. I don't want to be just an audience member. I want to have clothes that I say, hey, you know what? I look good. See this? So this is where they're talking about members only clubs. See, so these places, you're not gonna get away walking in these places in flip-flops and like Adidas sneakers. They're gonna want you to wear a jacket and hate all you want kind of thing. But I imagine most of the people who are just hating, it's like they can't even get in kind of thing. See, all this stuff. Bougie McBougie. I know, it's easy. It's really easy to hate that stuff. And then plus, if you're wearing things like, if you're paying things like a $50,000 initiation fee and $15,000 annual membership fee, you're not gonna want to look like you just walked out of Old Navy. So I'm just commenting about this stuff. Take it however you want to. I suggest though, for people, try to dress better. Don't make all these like hateful comments about people, or just like inanimate objects like shoes, saying things like, oh, it's not practical, or oh, it looks like it's uncomfortable. Like, wear it, see how comfortable it is, because this person says that it was actually a very, very comfortable shoe. And yeah, sometimes it's like people, they don't want to get out of their comfort zone, and it's easy to dismiss things instead of trying something new. For me personally, I have tried all different styles of clothing. I've tried skimpier clothes, I've tried shorter clothes, longer clothes, and at the end of it, it's like I have to, unless I try all these clothes on, I don't know what I would feel the best in or the most comfortable in, and an image that I want to have. But as I mentioned, right, as I get older, I'm going to cut out a lot of the crap clothes in my life, and I'm going to see what are the clothes that I really love. It's kind of like a KonMari kind of thing. Are you going to see me walking around in $800, $1,000 shoes? Most likely not. But that's not going to stop me from liking these shoes. And I'll leave it at that. So just watch what you say, to yourself, to other people, and kind of thing, because it's easy. It's really easy to hate on people. It's really easy to hate on things, but it doesn't do you any good. Spreading all this negativity and things like that, and just saying all like, oh well, if coming up with all these excuses why people shouldn't wear shoes like this and things like that. It's pretty lame. And I don't feel uncomfortable saying this kind of stuff. I know people on YouTube, they shouldn't say this stuff because the algorithm, what if you piss people off? But I really feel like people need to hear it. People should go ahead and try different clothes, aim to have better fit clothes. And if someone dresses better than you, don't knock them, because it makes me sad that this person got so much negative reception about their boots, which is a very, very beautiful boot. And I'm sure that if they have boots like this, then probably the rest of their clothes looks good on them too. You don't join a thing like male fashion advice and write this long paragraph about intro, shoe build, construction, sizing, maintenance, impressions, public reception, closing, just to roll out of bed and wear a t-shirt, like most of the time. See, like, this person obviously cares about their image, and they should be, like, people should say like, hey, that's the kind of life that they want to live, and like, don't give them hate for that kind of stuff. But it's easy, it's easy to throw hate at people, and I really like aesthetic things. I like looking at things with quality workmanship, and you guys should too. Just because something is pricey doesn't mean that you should try to destroy it most that you can. Oh yeah, you guys can't see. Man, let's say this. Say download. Let's go over here. My dang screen did not update. Okay, you guys can hear what I'm gonna say over here. You guys can look at the links over here. Oh, look at Jack. Jack is being a little drama queen. Oh, Jack, I really care a lot about what your kids. You know what? Here's the thing. How do you feel, my kid? Why do you say your family's and then you swear and then you should be ashamed? Jack, I hate to break it to you. One day your kid will meet bad people and they're going to be way worse than me, okay? I shouldn't say that kind of thing, but I'll say it anyway because I think you're a troll. I think you're a sad troll over here. I think you shouldn't go into the extremes trying to say this kind of stuff. You see? So, yeah. Jack. And you know what? Actually, Jack, you should try to raise your kid better, right? You can't raise your kid in an air bubble kind of thing. Oh, Jack, look at you. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jack. Are your feelings hurt? I'm so sorry, Jack. Oh, I'm sorry that you have such paper thin skin. Look at that. Jack is not really a boss because a boss would not have to go ahead and say these kind of things. I am. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Jack is obviously mentally unstable. Yeah, Jack is like, okay. Let's see. See, Jack is going to be like a firecracker. Most likely he's going to explode, and then slowly but surely he's going to burn out. Let's see. What is Jack going to say? Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. I'm waiting. Come on, hit me with what you got, Jack. Okay, come on. This is your moment. This is your moment to shine, Jack. We're all waiting. We're all waiting you to show us how you're gonna go ahead and bring the attention on you. Go. Waiting for the boss. My son is 5 years old. He didn't know any swear words. Okay. I find that hard to believe, Jack. Okay. Well, why don't you make your kid forget the swear words? Look at that, caps. This is okay, pointer, you guys. If anyone is a boss, most likely they're not going to be screaming at you at all caps. It tells me that Jack is probably a boss in his own mind on the internet in this chat. Yep. You know, and the other thing too is if Jack's kid does not turn out right, you know he's going to blame everybody but himself. That's a sad thing about it. So I would say if you guys want to, check and let's see over here. Let's see. Let's look at my doc over here. Let's go back over here. Oh, finally. Okay, so I was talking to you guys and I was reading just the comments over here. I don't know what cut off and not, but you can see my comment section over here. See this? All this trolling over here. Here's the boots I was talking about. Here's a Reddit post over here. The Chelseas, after 2 years, they look really great, in my opinion. And I don't think it's streaming. Oh my gosh, it is not streaming. I think my OBS is broken for whatever reason. All right. You listen, I don't care about, do not make... Okay, so yeah, Jack has run out of things to say and Jack is repeating himself. Ah, gosh. I was hoping that Jack was gonna say something big, but it just almost seems like Jack is, you know. Don't raise your kids like Jack, you guys. And if you have to go ahead and label yourself as, quote, the boss, you're not really the boss. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I think there was a delay here. There's a shoe over there. I included a lot of the links in the description. Women's high heels was so much taller. So much taller than those Wyatt boots. Look at this. This little thing versus this. Which is taller? Women's shoes. And then here's men at clubs. And I was pointing out this outfit, for example. See? Everything looks good. Everything's well fit. You know, it flatters the body. You don't have to be this slim to have flattering clothes. You can be bigger. You just need clothes that flatter you. And then here was the fine dining thing. House rules for the Metropolitan Club of New York. Gentlemen are required to wear jackets and ties at all time. And here's appropriate attire, right? Dresses, skirts, dressy pants, Appropriate attire for women is dresses, skirts, dressy pantsuits, and business pantsuits. Jeans, shorts, stirrup pants, leggings, stretch pants, tights, pants, sweats, and t-shirts are absolutely not acceptable. And see? And if you bring guests, you gotta advise them of this thing too. Yeah, and if you go to this club, you can't bring cell phones and laptops, except in private meeting rooms and bedrooms. Dang, look at that. I'm not too familiar with this Metropolitan Club in New York, but it seems like a very bougie kind of place. So here are more exclusive clubs of New York. And if anybody says, well, if I pay that much money, I should be able to wear my flip-flops because that's practical, you're going to look like a fool. You're going to look like an absolute clown with that kind of thinking, okay? I'm just saying how it is. You know what? Here's the thing, right? Like, I think people, they have a lot of clothes in their closet. If you guys want, right? I'm not saying you have to go and buy your clothes from an expensive place. I'm just saying get clothes that flatter you more. You feel more confident. You know, instead of wearing a t-shirt, wear like a button-up shirt, that kind of stuff. You know, instead of wearing like a jacket that hangs on you, ask yourself, does this really flatter you or does it make you look like a hanger? If you wear better clothes, better fitting clothes, okay? You'll feel more confident about yourself. You know, I don't think people should go on in life just wearing clothes that just kind of make them feel blah. And I've spoken about it, so I'm not showing you guys this stuff because I'm thinking like, oh, you know, if you don't have like $895 boots, then you're peasants. What I'm saying is that find little things in your life that maybe improve your image. You know, don't kind of like go out on the street in a t-shirt, flip-flops, and shorts and ask yourself like, oh, how come I don't feel confident as a guy in a dress shirt? There's a reason why. The guy in the dress shirt looks more put together than a person who looks like they're ready to go barbecue on a beach kind of thing. And then, you know, I hear about people where they just like bitch and moan about like, oh, why don't people respect them, or why don't people ignore talking to them for people who are better dressed? And it's because like you can tell a lot about a person based on details, you know, based on the clothes, how they fit them, based on the shoes, you know, based on the watch. I feel like shoes are way more important than a watch. That's my personal belief. And I just, you know, by sharing this stuff, I hope you guys kind of just think about that instead of like throwing such, you know, comments about, you know, the shoe looks uncomfortable and things like that. Just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you know, that looks pretty good, or that's not really my style, but, you know, keep that kind of stuff in mind. I know people read my community posts, and I know a lot of people don't say anything. Same with my videos. I know a lot of people, they don't say anything when they watch my videos. Yeah, see, JD says, I recently started using dress pants and also lost some weight. Feels good when people notice and comment on. Not what I was looking for it, but it's a good thing. Yeah, when you feel good in your clothes, it encourages you to take better care of yourself, right? For me, you guys know I've been cutting out like a lot of processed foods. I've been eating healthier, and I feel much better eating like this. And so, right, in the future, I know if I keep at this, I'm gonna, you know, I don't have to worry about like going down the deep dark path of, you know, being addicted to, let's say, deep fried foods or something like that. And I know my clothes are pretty much always gonna fit me, And as long as I continue to exercise, I'll look better and better. And I'm not saying this in like a cocky way, but as you guys hear about JD, right? It's like when JD wears dress pants, right? And they know they've had, they feel that positivity of losing weight. It's going to continue to have, it's going to continue to remind JD, like, hey, you're on a good path. Yeah. Be healthier, wear clothes that flatter you, wear clothes that feel good, because we should go through life feeling good about ourselves. And we shouldn't just relegate that to celebrities or quote rich people. You don't have to be rich to take care of yourself. You don't have to be rich to look good. You can find, you don't have to buy $895 shoes. You can buy cheaper shoes if you really want to. My suggestion, though, as someone who's worn cheaper shoes, cheaper high heels, is I can tell the huge difference between a cheap high heel and an expensive high heel. Cheap high heel is heavy. It's so uncomfortable to wear, versus an expensive high heel is a lot lighter. It feels like it's more shaped to my foot versus like something from Aldo or something from Guess. So don't think just because, if you try on a $30 boot and you don't like it, don't assume an $800 boot feels the same as a $30 boot. You see where I'm getting at? Like, it's so easy for people to say, oh, yeah, well, I tried a boot and it was like $40 and it was so heavy, so I don't want to wear a boot anymore. It's like, wear the more expensive stuff. Try it on. I'm not saying buy it, but you can go to a Bloomingdale's, you can go to a Nordstrom, try on a different shoe, try on an expensive shoe. It's free to try on shoes. And then see if you really like it. Because I was surprised, before I used to buy cheap pairs of shoes and I used to curse about them. And then one day I went to, I think, Nordstrom, and I tried on some Manolo Blahniks, and I tried on these Dior shoes, and I thought, like, wow, these actually feel nicer. They're so light. I like these shoes. And yeah, you guys don't see me wear high heels because I don't want to be walking miles in a high heel shoe, right? I'd rather be wearing like flat shoes, but right now I'm wearing like Espandrills or something like that. But now it's winter time, so I got to start wearing boots again. But thing is that it's all in the details, you guys. And I want you guys to take care of yourself. I want you guys to look in the mirror and say, I feel like I'm more confident. I feel like I look good, and it's so much better than just rolling out of bed and just throwing on a t-shirt and walking outside and being like, I feel like crap, I look like crap, and I'm envious of the person who looks better than me. Don't be envious of other people, you guys. If you see something that another person wears and you think it looks good, try it yourself. And don't be so quick to like tear down other people just because they look better than you. Don't tear down a person just because they quote look feminine. Like that, it's not a sign of manliness to do that. I have no idea about the gene thing. No, here's the thing, right? I think that you don't have to wear like a dowdy looking style. For instance, right? Let's say you want to buy a t-shirt. You don't have to buy a shirt that looks like it's two sizes too big. So you can go ahead and buy a different shirt, a shirt that flatters you. You can buy a shirt from, let's say, if you want to, you can buy a shirt from Walmart. You can buy a shirt from Goodwill. You can buy a shirt from Uniqlo. I'm a big fan of Uniqlo, you guys. You can buy a shirt from all different retailers, but, right, what you don't want to do is just being all like, okay, I'll buy a shirt and, I'll just buy it because it fits on my body. You don't want something that just like it can balance on your shoulders. You want something that that flatters your body. And that takes a little bit more work, to say, okay, yeah, I don't like this shirt because the sleeves are too long, or I don't like this shirt because the sleeves are too wide, or I don't like this jacket because it cuts a little too high. I've given away jackets because it's like I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, even though it's a small, it's cutting too high. See? all that stuff. Ollie says, "What if the clothes you like the look at of have been discontinued for centuries?" I don't. I You must be trolling me, Ollie, because unless you want to look like a Roman soldier or a gladiator, I'm not too sure what you're. Well, what are you thinking about? What? I'm wearing like a little loincloth. Is that it? A loincloth, maybe? I mean, you can make that yourself. You can go ahead and get one custom made on Etsy. Let's say you can go to a tailor, have it. I mean, like if you want to look like I don't know, some Aborigines person, or I don't know what you're talking about, but like whatever it is, I'm sure you could get someone to make it for you if you, or you can try to make it yourself if you really wanted to. Ah, no, you can buy. Here's the thing, right? Sad thing. People can buy clothes if they want to. And it sounds like you can buy clothes at Goodwill. You can get clothes, off the street. You can buy clothes from a garage sale. There's no shortage of clothes. I'm just saying, wear clothes that flatter you. You don't have to buy $895 boots. You can buy cheaper boots, right? But if you want a shoe that feels comfortable, most likely it's going to be a more expensive shoe. It's not going to be a shoe from Walmart so much. See? But if you're okay with buying pre-owned, I'm sure you can buy a pre-owned Wyatt boot if you really wanted to. So don't think just because you buy an expensive pair of shoes means that you can't buy other, like you have to buy $800 jackets or $900 pants. Like no, you can do a mix and match. You can wear cheaper pieces of clothing and it'll look great. There was this one person that I came across at, I think, the Las Vegas Expo, and it was a guy, and I had to ask him. I said, "Where did you get your shirt? Your shirt looks so good." And he said he got it from Marshalls, and I think I shared it with you guys, like the brand in the community post. And I found out that that shirt probably goes for about 20-30 bucks. So it's not like you have to be shopping at high-end stores for good shirts. You don't have to go to Nordstrom for your shirts. You can go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Winners, that kind of stuff. And Ross, Goodwill. There's so many places you can buy shirts. It's all about the cut. Like mix and match clothes. If you mix and match clothes, you can go really far with it. Some of the most stylish people I know, they're not wearing, head to toe designer stuff. Sometimes they're buying stuff from Ross and then they're mixing it with like Banana Republic, and then their shoes might be designer. The shoes could be like Hugo Boss or something, or Balenciaga. But it's like, you have a good combination of stuff. What are your thoughts about Old Navy overpriced? If it flatters you, like go for it. I'm not talking like it just hangs on your body. Like if it makes you feel confident, if you think to yourself like that's a good looking shirt, like get it. You know. Like I remember, for instance, right? Like, and shoes are one of those things. Like I'd say, like people shouldn't cheap out on too much. Like I've tried on shoes from where like department store shoes. Like I've tried Target shoes, I've tried Walmart shoes, and a lot of those shoes, it's like yeah, they're cheap. They're like 6-7 bucks or maybe 20 bucks, but then I wear it and instantly I feel like man, this is gonna give me a blister or something. Versus if I buy like a shoe that's maybe $60 worth. It's a lot more comfortable. So I'm not saying, you have to buy super expensive shoes, but don't get so cheap with it where you kind of think like, oh, I'm wearing this shoe and it's so uncomfortable, but I just got to like deal with it. Like, no, save up money and then get a better shoe, or buy your shoes pre-owned. Go to Goodwill, go to Savers, those places. So who knows? Maybe I'll redo the stream because half of it was all blacked out, kind of thing. I've tried on a lot of cheap shoes. Most of my shoes that I wear, they are, like, if I wear athletic shoes, they're going to be Nikes, just because I like Nikes the best. They fit the best on my foot. If I wear flats, they're going to be, well, what's that brand? I forgot what the brand of shoe I wear is. Solitos or something like that? What is it? I forgot what my brand of flats is. I don't feel like walking over to see it right now. But it's like once you find something that you feel like is like a really good shoe or a really good brand, just like run with it. It doesn't have to be super expensive, okay? It's like people have this misconception that, and I think people are thinking that, right? If it's like, if I'm showing an $895 shoe, then I must say like, oh, everybody should be spending big bucks on all their clothes. Like, no, you don't have to. Nah. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I might redo this stream in the future, maybe later today, but not right now. I'll talk to you guys later.